Hello everybody, this is the brand new Mini Countryman S and this is the brand new Cooper S, and we're here to see how much fun Mini has been getting up to. We are now with the new Mini Cooper S, and although it has this really nice red racing livery and a John Cooper Works badge on the front here, it is actually not a John Cooper Works. It is a Mini Cooper S. Mini has adapted what BMW has in their new M Lite series. If you don't want the performance of a John Cooper Works, but want the looks of it, you can now option a John Cooper Works package on it, which comes with obviously the really nice red livery, as well as the extra badging and some extra parts which we'll get to as we run along the design. Now I must come here, this is fake, which is a bit disappointing as this could very easily be a real vent from Mini, but I think that they might be saving that for the full spec John Cooper Works, which is set to arrive in November. Now you do have all your sensors and all your other goodies, as well as some really, really nice lights, which Regine will just put on for me now, which do a cool little play around and then open up almost to what Audi has done and all these new premium manufacturers. Now inside the lights there is a bit of detailing, which actually plays along with the design of the entire car, with the livery, with the interior. As you can see here, there is the Mini badge with a really cool like design on the inside, which plays along with the interior, which we will get to in a bit. Now on the side, the Mini hasn't really changed too much other than the back end, which we'll get to. Now along with the John Cooper Works package, you do get John Cooper Works wheels as well as John Cooper Works pads. These aren't as big or as strong or as large as what the full John Cooper Works will be. It is more so just a pack than anything else. Now coming to the side of the car is still very small, very little, very nimble looking, and still very fun looking at the same time. And talking about the side, there isn't much to really talk about because it hasn't really changed too much. Now, the biggest and most changed part of this car is this new rear end, which is a very controversial play from Mini. They've gone now where they've blacked out the back piece here with the Cooper S badge and made very, very angular lights here, which on this spec doesn't look too bad because it hides this and makes the car look a bit more fun, a bit more frantic, a bit more exciting. But on your standard colors, green, white, all of those sort of colors, you do see this large black venting piece out here with the Mini lights, and it kind of looks a bit off. I do prefer the previous generation back end just because those lights just flowed with the back end a bit better. And now on the back of this car, you do get, being a John Cooper Works spec and an S, you get a really nice two-styled spoiler over here, as well as a really, really large diffuser. And what you might be seeing here is there is no exhaust. Now, Mini is saving the exhaust for the John Cooper Works, where they are looking to design either a dual pipe at the back or one singular pipe to be a bit more playful and make the John Cooper Works a bit more special. I must say, all together though, the Mini does look really cool, and the back end specifically does look really nice in the right color, I have to add. Now, the car is absolutely wonderful on the outside, and it's time to see if the inside can hit as hard as what this outside does. Okay guys, we are now with the new Mini Cooper S on the inside to see how good the interior really is. Now starting off with the steering wheel, I think it is really lovely. They've got a really M style steering wheel in a way. They're really thick, really grabby. You've got a lot of places to put your hands, and it is all really, really nice quality. This is all leather over here, really nicely red accent stitched, which you'll see runs along a lot of the car here and plays along with the John Cooper Works exterior. Now you have some flappy pedals, which are quite nice, and a whole bunch of different controls on your front here, which you can control your actual media system with. Obviously your indicator stalks and all here. And as you can see, Mini's gone to a very, very simple setting on the dash here. You don't have a heads-up display in this car optioned, and you don't have any of your other media and anything controlled from the front here. Everything is controlled from the system, which we will get to in a bit. Now sitting in the seat here, being the S with the John Cooper Works extras, you do get some upgraded seats with the little racing flag emblem over here, like BMW has done here, where they have M2 or M3 or M4 on the back here. You have this really nice material here as well, which is actually quite comfortable and looks really cool. It's got a whole bunch of different colors in it and really makes the car stand out inside. The seats hug you really nicely, being the upgraded John Cooper Works style seats, and they are just super comfortable. Everything is well made. There may be a problem with this being a manually adjustable seat, Now that probably does save a bit of weight, but it might be nice to get some of the electronic, which you probably will get in the new John Cooper Works. We haven't heard much about it as it's still going to be released in November, but you probably will get those little nitty-gritty extras in that. Now, going along with the material on the seats, you see the same material as what is in the Countryman in here, running along from the doors all the way here to where you have some red accents to again show John Cooper Works. That is also shown with some of the materials on the side here, as well as on the outside, which we've mentioned. I do want to also touch that you do get the John Cooper Works style steering wheel, and many have introduced a nice little fabric piece here to make this a 3-part steering wheel instead of just a 2, which is quite cool. It's quite snazzy, something that you don't often see. Now coming to your center console, you do have wireless charging, a place to put your phone in here, as well as strap it, as well as any other goodies you don't want messing around or going all over the place. You have 2 decently sized cup holders, a little bit extra storage here, and if you open this up, some more storage in here. There's a little storage piece here where you can put your key, 2 USB-Cs, and a 12-volt socket as well. So, speaking about the driver's side of the car, it is absolutely phenomenal in here. You've got a really nice view around this car. This pillar might be in your way a bit, but not too bad because of how small the car actually is. And now I'm going to hand it over to Leto to speak a bit about the passenger side of the car.
Starting off with the passenger side, we're obviously filming outside today because, well, the car is so small that I couldn't actually sit inside the car and film with Mateo. Before we get onto the actual passenger side situation, this is a hatchback car, but you do have lane change assist, which is quite nice. Then, over here, I have a lot of legroom, a lot of it. I mean, this is where my legs are. I'm not even in my actual driving position or my comfortable position for me. If I was driving, I would kind of be in this position and have a lot of legroom over here. It's not small at all. The thing that is small though is your glove box. It's very, very small. Smaller than what's in that Countryman over there. And that was already a little bit small. But in here, it's even smaller. Then obviously you get your vent situation over here. You don't necessarily move the entire bit over here to the side as what you would expect in something like a Tesla or even something that you might get in an Audi. Instead, you just move this little toggle over here and you can see the actual vents are moving side to side and up and down. So closing the vents. You also sort of turn them around for closing and then now they're open. Just quite nice. You also get these little straps over here. You can't really pull the straps because obviously it's for aesthetic reasons, but the aesthetic is quite nice over here.
Yes, definitely. And I must just mention, if you look at the infotainment system, when I open the door, Mini has integrated the exact spec car in all their new cars on the actual infotainment system. And when you close the door, it shows the door being closed, and it's just really cool that they have that full-on graphic design in.
I quite like it. It might not be as ergonomic as what you get in, say, the VW systems, the Audi system, the Porsche system, obviously, but it's quite nice.
Yeah, I will say that although it may not be as ergonomic or easily usable in a sense, it still plays to Mini. I mean, the system looks kind of like the older systems. They had the full all your speedometer and odometers and all your readings, yeah, and the smaller screen, yeah. And now Mini has taken that out away from there and made it one full screen, which is really playful from them. Obviously, they've changed the button from just a push button to where it looks like there is almost a key here to actually stop your car and change all your driving modes there. The park button's quite simple, and your basic controls are all along here. You do have parking assist, lane change assist, as Leto said. But overall, this is really nice. There was one more feature I did want to touch on, is this really nice frameless rearview mirror, which is actually in the shape of the back window, which is pretty cool. And then again, just like in the Countryman, we do have the sunroof here, which you can open up from the front.
Now that I'm in the backseat of the new Cooper S, I do gotta say it is a lot more practical than what I would expect this car to be, because when you look at it from the outside, it almost looks like it's suffocated in the back, but it's actually quite more spacious than what you would think. Now I am around 5'8". My headroom, it's fine, you know. If I sit back, yeah, it does start to eat into it. People over 6 foot would struggle because of how much taller their torso is compared to someone who's average height. And you also do get ISOFIX mounting points for your child seats, which is kind of weird to see because the kind of people that will be buying this car wouldn't really be having children, but it's a new world. We also did forget to speak about how Mini integrated the speaker system into the door cart over here. And I love how it looks because you wouldn't really notice it's there because it makes it look a lot more subtle. Now let's actually move into the boot space because we have to see how practical this is since university students will be buying this car.
So now we're at the back of the new Mini Cooper, and I want to touch on the headlight or the tail light design. So when you unlock the car, it looks quite nice. It turns on, and that's the little Union Jack situation going on there. But This situation, and that is manual, this situation is quite pressing. There's very, very, very little boot space back here. And you are going to have to put down your chairs if you're going to put anything like, I don't know, luggage. So you can store things, I guess, like some milk, maybe like a bread or like a shoe, not much. If you go to university, you don't need that much space. But one thing you will need, actually, I'm going to start off here. You do have these little handles over here. They kind of look like what the old mini handles used to look like, which is quite nice when you do want to close the boot. I'm not going to touch too much in the boot because there isn't much space. There would be a triangle over here because, again, there is so little space that you can't really fit much in here. But it is a plus because this is a very small car. And that means that it should be very easy for you to park this car if you are in university. But South African uni students can't park. There are Instagram meme pages because you all can't park your cars. UJ has one, UCT has one, Wits has one. I'm pretty sure UP has one too. Learn to park, please.
Okay guys, we're back at the front end of the new Mini Cooper S to see what's powering this car and what's under the bonnet. Now, under the bonnet you have a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo. It is BMW derived, worked with Mini, and this pushes out 150 kilowatts and 300 newton meters of torque, which is really, really punchy in a small car like this that weighs just over a ton. This pushes this car, which is front wheel drive, to 100 in around about that 6.5 second range, which is super quick. Now, if performance once again is the name of your game, then you can go for the John Cooper Works, which is yet to be unveiled, which will probably push around that 180 kilowatts and 320, 330 newton meter range, and will probably push that 0 to 100 down into the 5s, which is absolutely insane. Now, along with all the other designs on this car, I did want to mention that if we drop this bonnet, which is really cool and due to regulations is made this way, where the lights are actually cut out, and we close the bonnet now, you can see that there is no lift or bump on the top of this bonnet, just like if we move over onto the Countryman. Mini now has the Countrymans, the previous generation Countrymans, previous generation Coopers, all have that little nose on the front of the bonnet, and this does not have it. And we have a sneaky feeling that's because they're going to make the John Cooper Works stand out as much as possible in the future, which we will definitely get to if you guys like this video. So overall, the motor is really good for it. It is powerful enough that if you don't want too much performance, this will do the job well. It's economical, and it's enough fun in the car. So we're going to actually start the car up for you because these little minis actually sound really good.